It's me, Greg, Daily Greg here, and as you know, we've been having a little bit of a battle with our neighbor who doesn't like the fact that our dogs bark just a little bit in the morning. Actually had the police come to our house the other day to address the issue. Well, now here I am at home watching Ask Liz, a segment on NBC4 here in Washington, D.C., and there's a really good question, and I wonder how my neighbors will react to
Spring, who's been getting some early morning wake-up calls lately. She asked, why are the birds going crazy in the early morning? All of a sudden, they wake her up at 5 a.m. with wild, crazy chirping, and she wants to know, is there any way to silence them?
Can we get them a little quieter?
Yeah.
We went to Dr. Greg Butcher with the Audubon Society.
People sometimes ask me, what is it like living in Loudoun County? Well, I'll tell you. Living in Loudoun County is when your neighbors complain daily that your dogs bark too early in the morning when they have to go outside and go pee. Living in Loudoun County is when, because your dogs may have barked slightly and woken up your neighbor, the police end up coming to your house to be a community liaison. Living in Loudoun County now means walking the dogs before it's daylight outside because you're afraid your neighbor is going to lose her beauty sleep. My dogs don't really bark. Our neighbor is just ridiculous. Come on, guys. That's what living in Loudoun County is all about. It's not the beautiful rolling hills. It's not downtown Leesburg. It's prima donna neighbors who don't have anything better to do but complain and moan. So right now my neighbor, Spice Girl, she's getting her beauty sleep. Hopefully the dogs didn't, bug her. The sound of the paws hitting the pavement. I'm surprised that cars don't wake her up when they drive by. And we have the Washington Post that delivers about 5:30 every morning, and it's pretty loud, louder than our dogs. I'm surprised Spice Girl hasn't written the Washington Post or given them a call. That's what living in Loudoun County is all about. Paying double taxes. Double taxation. That's always nice, living in Loudoun County. Neighbors that complain at the drop of a hat. That's what living in Loudoun County is all about. We have one hell of a parade, though. At Christmas time, 4th of July, Halloween, and probably the best darn fireworks display you could ever imagine. Better than the flipping mall. If you listen closely, there's an actual rooster. We're thinking about getting one for our neighbor, so she can't complain about the dog. She can complain about our rooster every morning. Listen. Did you hear that? That was a rooster. I hope that didn't wake up Spice Girl. Living in Loudoun County is when your neighbor may even complain about a bird chirping because it might wake her up in the morning.
Alright, so we got the bark collars for the dog, so our neighbor Spice Girl can, hopefully continue to have her beauty sleep. She contacted the police. They came to our house last night. So we are trying to mediate a solution. So we have bark collars now, another, $90 plus investment for each dog. So now what will happen is when the dogs go outside and when they have one bark, it will give them an electrical jolt, and hopefully will train them now not to be dogs and bark on occasion. Our dogs really are pretty good, but apparently when we let them out, it disturbs the neighbor's beauty rest. Alright, the dog has the bark collar on now. So now we've got the bark collar, we've got the invisible fence.
What else can we put on?
Before you know it, we're going to get the big fence to block the view from the flippin' Spice Girl. Okay guys, you want to go test these bark collars out?
Yeah!
Huh?
Yeah, let's go!
Just leave them alone. Come on, guys.
Look at my ears, Mommy. Look at the
Let's go outside. That's good.
Collar's on them good.
Did they cross the street? I will go with Mommy.
Why don't you amp it up a bit?
I know Barney's walking.
So we've got the bark collars for the dogs. That's good. Come on, guys, give it a good test. Did he react? Huh?
Joey, leave him alone.
Joey, leave him alone. Leave him alone, okay?
Barney just peed us.
That's not working.
Oh, no, they got him.
Okay.
They got him. Did you see him turn his head, kind of?
Yeah.
Are they boys?
Joey, leave him alone.
Joey, let him, please. You guys don't have your shoes on. Go get your Crocs, Joe.
Can I get my slippers?
Yeah. Sit.
There are multiple dogs in the neighborhood that do bark. That's not my dog.
Good thing they're not barking.
Well, it's just, I'm just saying.
They do a clever.
Here comes the two terrors of the hood.
It's a full moon almost tonight. You know what that means? It means that here in living in Loudon, that wolves might start to howl. Spice Girl might call the police because she hears animals. We'll have to see what happens in the next installment of Will Our Neighbor Get Pissed Off and Send the Police Over to Our House Again?